Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel. Actually, welcome to my office. I've made many videos, but I haven't posted any. Today I thought I would try something a little bit different. I had written a little story this morning that reflects how I'm sensing that the world is changing and evolving out of an illusionary state, and that we are unfolding, and I almost want to say unbecoming, because we're moving from a place where we actually felt we were a certain way, and now we are evolving into what we were meant to be. So if you wouldn't mind, I'm just going to read you a little bit about what I wrote this morning, and then we could chat about it after. Awesome. Stay in the water, little frog. The spiritual journey is representative of the frog in boiling water metaphor that suggests that if a frog were to jump in boiling water, it would know to jump right out to save itself from being harmed. Whereas, if it jumps in warm water and the temperature is slowly increased, it does not recognize when the water becomes dangerous to its very survival, so it does not jump out. If we were to take this metaphor and transfer it to the spiritual journey, we could surmise that the process is actually very slow. In fact, it is a constant in all our lifetimes as we seek soulful integration of self with others. The slow-moving process of alignment purposefully pauses and regresses so that your senses do not become so alarmed that you become resistant to change and jump out of the boiling water. A soul that is stuck in a cyclical pattern of energetic engagement with others will not venture near to the boiling water as they feel incapable of surviving the journey. They see themselves as physical forms only, not as soulful beings that transcend what is believed to be reality in this projection of reality. Therefore, they sense the boiling water as a danger to their very existence and jump right out if they inadvertently fall in. Seeing the boiling water as certain death is an accurate perception, as there will be an ending to the separateness of physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual parts of self, and that yes, it will come at a cost. The cost of any new beginning is the ending of what has been. There is no bartering, there is no arguing, or trying to hide the unseen parts of self, as whether you like it or not, your energy projects your secrets in the way that you speak, in the way that you move, how you react, and what you choose for your life carries a frequency that entangles with other energy far before you perceive it to be. You cannot hide. You cannot lie. You are connected to fields of energetic exchanges that speak their own languages and communicate the authenticity of purpose for being. Those who know that the proverbial water is boiling and choose to remain on the spiritual path have complete faith that they are more than the outward projections of self and are seeking to connect with a deeper sense of meaning and purpose, so they stay in the water. Why? Because they have faith that there is something better on the other side of facing their fears, being accountable for their actions, setting boundaries with parasitic, disingenuous energies, so that they may untether themselves from a life of suffering and disillusionment. With every moment that the little frog chooses to stay in discomfort to find their way through, the ego loudly resists. What are you doing? Get us out of here. We will not survive this level of intense scrutiny. We do not want others to see how vulnerable we are in case they reject us. And the little frog stays in the water. No longer focused on the discomfort, the little frog surrenders to possibilities they had failed to consider when focused on their suffering. What if they had been lied to, and that their suffering was only in their mind, as the water was never really boiling? What if jumping out of discomfort was the perpetuation of suffering rather than the cause of it? What if facing the discomfort of self-perception was the only way through to achieve relief, peace, and overall contentment. As the little frog acknowledged their fears, they spread out their teeny legs, let their eyes close, and released the anxious and restricted breath they had been holding. I am okay. You are okay. We are all going to be okay. Stay in the water, little frog. We've got this. So it's interesting that the messages and the sense and the energy that I'm feeling, I hate to just call it messages because it's a sensing, is that there is and has been a constant shift that's been happening. We are always in a state of motion, obviously, and that the more we resist, the more our suffering persists. And I know that is so cliche to say, just surrender, and everything will work out. And on some levels, it's hard to deny that that's true. Because when we're fighting something, we are participating in an energetic exchange at a level that keeps us entangled in that experience. Whereas if we surrender and stop, this is going to burn itself out. That doesn't mean that if you're being harmed in some way or that you are in danger, that you just continue to allow that to continue. You get yourself to a place where you are safe. Clearly. These are metaphors. And metaphors of explaining energetic exchanges in a way that allows you to gain a greater perspective over your experiences, which helps you to disengage from people and experiences that are not helping you to experience the world and the universe and project outwardly what you would like to project. If you're constantly in a state of defense and having to protect yourself and to take care of yourself and to take care of everyone else, and that you are not this innate being you know yourself to be because you are under and in so much distress, you're going to experience so many challenges and difficulties. And the first step to that is awareness and acknowledging that you do hold power over your life. And it's not the same for everybody. And that doesn't mean that it's easy. It's take one step at a time. And it doesn't matter how big it is, because the steps matter to you, not to anyone else. Making a decision in your mind, having some awareness, gaining an understanding. You have to start from a place of understanding yourself. You don't get in a car and want to drive somewhere and think you're going to get there unless you first learn how to drive. Unless you make sure that you know the routes that are open, that are available to you, that are possible. You don't think that you're going to just walk outside and there be a car. You're going to have to access a car, a vehicle. There's things that you're going to need to do before you actually get to that place. And so if you just acknowledge that and acknowledge that it's going to take some intentional focus and action, it releases the pressure of self-judgment and thinking, why aren't I there already? Because it's part of the process. I've got a lot of hand movements happening right now. And I'm listening to my dog snore in the background. And I know how serious this is, but I think that's the problem. That's the problem right now, is that we're taking everything so serious. We need to just relax and talk about things that are hard and to problem solve them. And then to also acknowledge wait a minute. Someone said this and this makes so much sense to me, so maybe my problem isn't as big as I thought. Maybe I'm not in boiling water. Maybe I need to get some more information from different sources. Maybe I need to look at what I believe and how I am bringing energy to the table that is exasperating the situation in my mind. So hopefully this creates a little bit of conversation and that we can continue exploring how do we get to that place of knowing ourselves. I want to share what I did, the simple processes that I took on. And at the time they were not simple, because when anything is new, it's not simple, it's work. Number one, it's even knowing it exists. Number two is finding the motivation to do it, to even start it, when you have so many other things you're responsible for and there's so many pressures on you. It's finding that connection with how important is that? Where's my priority? Make you your priority. Because the only way you're going to feel better is if you balance yourself. And the only way you can balance yourself is if you know yourself. And the only way you know yourself is actually to take a good hard look at yourself and your life without saying, I shoulda, woulda, coulda, I regret, I wish I had. That's not helpful. It's like looking at it through just this clear window at your life and going, oh yeah, that was hard. Oh, hey, I made that through that. Oh, you know, if I had that conversation again, I would be far more kind. Or, you know, if I had that experience again, I would be really clear and rigid. I would stick to my boundaries. I would not be allowing my boundaries to be eroded. So I think that's what I'll do. Is one of my next videos, what I'll do is I will show you how I started to really get to know myself, as opposed to the roles that I played, which was and still is mother, right? I was an employer. And when I say employer, I really should have said employee, sort of. So like different hats. Pet owner, house owner, you know, housekeeper, painter, cleaner, landscaper, daughter, sister, friend, co-worker, right? It's no different. We all have our roles that we play, and those all take up energy. And even acknowledging that helps you to say, yeah, it is hard. And I do have a lot going on. And at the same time, I need to carve this out for me. I need to make space for me, because I'm the only one who can make myself feel safe and make me feel comfortable in staying in the water and moving and facing my fears. No one else can do that for me. And the only way I can get to the other side of my fears is by moving through them. So if you're watching still, which is awesome, I think that it would be really good if you could get yourself a book, like some kind of book to write in, like a journal, if you have it. If you have big pieces of paper, that would also be really, really beneficial to you, because I do believe that there is an energy exchange when you are not on electronics, and that you infuse your energy into items, because everything has energy. I believe it's animalistic. Maybe I'm saying it wrong. But we're I've always believed that everything has an energy imprint. Everything has a resonance of soul. And so when you infuse it, it's like moving that energy out to a medium that you tangibly can experience and re-experience and add to. And if you only have your computer, for sure do that. And it could be that I'm just old and I like to do things by paper, but I know there's studies on it actually, where doing things pen paper definitely helps, not only with memory, but with intentional movements. Okay, so you can tell how different I am in an office as opposed to outside. And at the same time, I think this is really important that we do certain things in a more contained space. So until next time, stay in the boiling water of the spiritual journey, where we hope to achieve soulful alignment, which will always be our goal, striving towards in all lifetimes and all experiences, so that we can achieve a healthier, more balanced way of being. Okay. Take care, and I will see you real soon. Bye.